What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another cup of conversation.
Well, we have conversations worth having.
I'm your girl T.
And I'm your girl Coco.
And welcome to episode 102. We have passed that 100-mile mark, so now we're just chugging along.
Yeah,
now
we just keeping the consistency going.
And speaking of consistency, y'all will probably be seeing. I know we get up here and say, how many times you think we done sat on the couch and said, we about to make some changes. It's gonna be something new.
Every time, every week. It's always something to do. It's always something to add. Or
well, it is gonna be some changes and some. So we won't point them out specifically, but we'll just let y'all kind of see
and see.
Y'all see how it vibes. See if it rolls in. See if y'all like it.
What is it called? Research. We're doing a little.
Little
research.
Little audience research, trying to see what sticks, what's hitting, what's for us and what ain't. But anyways, you want to roll into your first point?
I was having conversation with some ladies, and I was just thinking about, as we were having a conversation, just about just how the conversation was going and how the moment that I started thinking about it, it was a moment that I wanted to add something, but it wasn't. I felt like it wouldn't have been the right moment to add it, because what we were talking about was basically like, okay, it was a few of us married, like maybe one person might have not been married, and so the conversation, maybe two, because I don't know everybody. I didn't know everybody, but the conversation was around like me and kids and all of these things, and I wanted to stop and ask a question about like work or something like that, and I just remember feeling like, why is this all women talk about? Like
men,
like just the when they talk to you, they always talking about like, you know, oh girl, how's such and such? How the kids? Like it's never like, girl, how's business, or how what you been doing lately? What hobbies have you in? You know, like it's never women centered. Like, girl, how you doing with that anxiety, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Especially
like
when it's people that you just aren't really close friends with. It's like when y'all do that like associate small talk, community small talk, it seems to always be that one common denominator, men. Like, and I hate that, because the girls at work be trying to bond with me sometimes, and that's they like point of subject, and I'm just like, it's giving high school girls. Like, we're sitting over here talking about boys and who's cute and who ain't and who this and who that. And I'm like, it doesn't suit me. I feel like we ain't talking about nothing.
Exactly. and I think even with people that you are familiar with, even when you think about like when you go back to when you go for Thanksgiving or you go for Christmas and you go around the holidays for your family, like the first thing is like, oh, who you dating?
I say people don't have the language, man. That's why we suck at conversation. People don't have the language. Like, when I was watching Eva on the Breakfast Club the other day, she was talking about why she used the word gobsmack, like when she was referring to the American Next Top Model thing. And she was like, because I feel like people don't use diverse language. I feel like people don't know how to talk. People don't know how to communicate. And it's such an awkward thing. Just like when we was talking about before the camera started rolling, why is it awkward to take a compliment? Why is it awkward to, accept a compliment or give one to people? Like, I don't know why certain conversations are just awkward for us as a whole.
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about this too is because I feel like that has some truth in it, but I feel like it's only that way when it relates to men, because men don't prioritize their relationships as a point of conversation. Like when the guys are around each other, they don't start off, how's the wife, or they might ask that, but like it's like, oh, what sports, or what's been going on, like you went to the gym, like it's like their own personal, like if they have their own personal identity,
individual,
and and it's like women are always attached to relationship or parenthood in some type of way. And so, do you think men are a necessity or an accessory?
I think we were all put on the earth to be a necessity to somebody. Like, everybody needs somebody. So I feel like, to a certain extent, yes, but it's not impossible to go without. It's not, unheard of to exist without your accessory or your necessity or whatever you want to call it. So I think it's just what you choose. as you grow up as a young lady, you see things that you want or you don't want, and it's something, a path you choose, and you go down and you stick with it or you don't.
And I think so I would say both, but I would lean more to the accessory, because when I think about an accessory, like even with women, we wear earrings and stuff like that. Like we don't need those things to go outside in an outfit, but they make things better. So I think men have a place in our lives, and they make things better. Especially like when you talk about having children with a man, like it's better to have a man there in the household,
right,
and things like that. But I still think that's like an accessory. Like it's not that it can't happen without them, but it does make things better. So like,
right.
I think about like a necklace. It would make the outfit look a little bit better,
right.
but it ain't necessary.
No, true, because I mean, like you said, if you did want to be an independent lady and still reproduce and have your own child, it's not like you couldn't do it without them. There's ways around not having them, but
not having them with you. You still need them, but not right.
Not having them
make them a necessity.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. In some ways, you need them. You know, like if you say you don't need them,
I guess in
what
relation,
would the world look like without it all together? That would be the need.
Well, I guess
separates need from.
I guess the necessity of in relation, like we need men in the world,
right?
But like as a relation, like I need a man? Do I need a husband? Do I need a?
That's a decision you make as a young. Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say it's as a young person, but because you can always change your mind as you get older. That's a decision you make, and you stick with it, or you change when you change, and you drive in that lane.
Yeah. At what point do you think that at what point did you realize that society placed value on women's relationship status? Like,
probably around like, I would say like the old days when we like learned history about women not being able to work, or they had to have a man to have certain things or to be a part of society. Like I said one time before, like I watched Bridgerton, and I like old love stories and old England love stories. And at that time, like if you're not a part of society, like as a married woman or as a woman that has a good father or a good 2-parent household, which includes a man, you looked upon as somebody who's not worthy of, or somebody who is a little less than. So I think in relation to relationships, you have to have some kind of necessity for them.
And see, I'm married, and I even think sometimes, like I think when I'm amongst like other married women, I feel kind of like outside. I'm always the opposed view of a lot of married women, and I feel like I don't identify as being a married woman. Like a lot of married women that I know, they identify with I'm married. Like I am married. I'm not saying that I'm not, but it's like that's not just who I am.
Right. You don't walk around saying I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
You know
like,
what I mean?
And I might want to say that because I'd rather be, what am I? Like what contribution do I have to society other than being a man's wife? Like,
so when you are like meeting people or creating new interactions with people, what do you want them? What do you lead with? Like, what do you want them to know first? I guess that's kind of how people continue on with you.
Well, so that's what I mean. I feel like most of the time I don't lead with that I'm married. Like, I guess because of my ring, or and if you have,
because I get it also kind of depends on who the person you're talking to. Because if you're talking to me, I mean, I know you married, but that's not what I call and talk to you about. That ain't what we probably call and talk about this, or we'll talk about conversations, or like Dennis here, if he texts you, or one of our friends, the biggest, they'll text you. They gonna talk about what the medium is, like what
we have in common.
Yeah, what we have in common. They won't ever just. Well, I ain't gonna say ever, but it might be that one point in time where they be like, Coco, I need some relationship advice. You know what I mean?
And that's how I feel. Like I think that's what kind of got me to keep thinking about this conversation, because it's like even the women that I'm in relationship with, like as much as I've done, like business wise, like that is not what most of my conversations consist of, like at all. And it's always like I'm always talking about, well, a relationship issue. Like my friends or like people that know me, they come to me for like relationship things, because they view me as a wife, I guess, already, and then maybe they view me as somewhat of a I have a successful marriage, I guess. I don't know, just based on what they on the outside they view.
Right.
But I feel like I just got to thinking about the question, kind of like you just asked, like, what do you lead with? And I don't lead with that I'm a married woman, or I don't lead with that being who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what people get from me, and that's what people bring me. I feel like when they call me, they like, oh, girl, this man, he just been, girl, or like you said, like the biggest or something. They'll ask stuff like, so what you think I need to do if I want to be married like you one day? And I'm like, I don't mind those questions, but it's just like, why is that the like everything to how they view women? Like your connection to a man is like everything.
I think that just takes for you to expound on different type of relationships, because maybe the relationships that you're referring to are the people who think of you like that. Because if you think of like Ty, you might not talk to her every day, but when she do talk to you, she's not calling you to ask you about how a good man gonna look when he walk her way. She probably gonna ask you something about the business, the brand, how you do this, how you do that. So I think that kind of just goes into who you spend your everyday time with as far as conversations.
I'll say this. You just brought up Ty for an example. I also think that it has a lot to do with what I'm trying to get across. It has a lot to do with the mindset of the person. I look at Ty as a person who has decentered men. As a single woman, I feel like she's a person.
Okay, so she wouldn't even call and talk about boys. That's
because she has decentered them from being the priority. Like her priority isn't that. So if that's not her priority, she's not coming to me with that, not because of what she see me as or how she see what she sees in my life.
Because she's not worried about that.
Exactly. So I feel like the conversation has to start with, for both men and women, why is that the priority as for a woman? As who she's,
I don't have conversations enough with women to think that that's all women priority, but I know I can admit, like, I thought it was just the Mexican girls at my job. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They are so male centered and it's crazy. Like, I don't never talk to them about nothing because that's what they be talking. When they sit over there and talk, they talk about the men in their lives and how they suck, but they just keep on wanting, like, it's
right.
I have simple solutions, like, when they talk to me about stuff like that. So I don't really want to talk about it. But the other day, this gay dude from like Terminex, he be doing our Terminex shit around there. And he came in, he said, oh, y'all got some cute dudes out there. And like 2 of the girls heard
the dude
him.
said that?
Yeah, he was talking to me.
Oh, okay.
And he heard, like, the 2 of the Mexican girls heard him and they turned around quick. I'm like, damn, I talk to him all the time about random things, but like, this is what caught y'all attention. Like, y'all, I just found that weird, but I thought that was them. I ain't gonna lie. Because, they say, the Latino women come to work, that's just like their being is to be attractive, to be wanted, to be desired. Yes. Like, and I'm not gonna put that on all they back, but that's like the representation that they've been putting out there for years. And that's what people say about them.
They are pretty, like, not people pleasing, but like they are very what is it, the homemaker,
accommodating, and
like they gonna send a man
with a full lunch kit.
Baby, you better stop at such and such before you get
exactly.
if especially if I'm also working and stuff, like, baby, did I make your lunch? Not today.
No.
Like, but they are like,
shit, even if
they'll wake up at 4:00 in the morning to make sure.
Yeah.
And so who you think benefit from women believing that they're not complete until they have a partner?
The men, of course, because they don't sit around and think about stuff like that like we do. Like, they don't sit around and, like you said, when they talk to their friends, that's not like, if they in relationships, they might be and you really when it's gonna come up in the conversations when you really get on his damn nerves.
Right.
That's when it ain't gonna be like, oh man, I had the best time out with my girl the other day. It's gonna be like, this bitch. Like, that's when it's gonna come up. So it's like they learn how to still be an individual. And I seen the other day, like, somebody made a post like, if you can't spend all day with your significant other, then y'all really don't like each other or something in that ballpark. And I'm just like, and it was a girl too, and I'm like, Jesus, You don't want to be yourself. Like, you don't want to do things that you like to do. What if you like to horseback ride and he don't? What if you like to play in sand and he don't? And you just not gonna play in sand no more? Like, you're not gonna go horseback? Like, right. Like, what are we talking about? Are we not individual people at the end of the day?
So what do you think relationship represent for people? Because like, is it just the validation? Is it the status? What is it that it represents that makes it so important?
I think it's different to different people, but I think what's popular in these days is the status, the aesthetic of it all, the trendiness of it all, especially nowadays that you can record these big well put together weddings or receptions and this and that, or these nice photo shoots and all this, and it could be more of a status thing, pushing people into things that they think they want, but they don't. Because I've seen where people say, "Oh, I really thought I wanted this. We had the best wedding, and then we passed the little honeymoon stage, and I'm starting to see his true colors. Like, it was the worst thing I ever could have done." But like, it's no way you didn't know that at first. You just kind of was so stuck on the aesthetic and the lifestyle, which you wanted to create out of it, that you kind of ignored all that to get. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit when you missed the mark. Yeah.
So I think when you think about, like, I just sat and thought about if relationship wasn't a part of like the social category, what would my worth be? Like, what outside of like being in a relationship and all of those things that come with it, like, and I feel like I'm a very driven like type of person, and I feel like the people around me or the people that I come in contact with, I feel like I provide value in being able to make you want to think about like what you really want in life. Yeah. Like, I feel like I always hone in on like what I really want in life, and I think that's what separates me from a lot of married women, like, because being married wasn't always what I really wanted in life. Like, there were, before I thought about, of course, being with somebody, there were things that I really, really want in life, and I still, like, I make that a point. Even when I got married, I told myself, like, I would never be the person that writes like wifey on my the hashtag.
But some people aren't like a multi-purpose dreamer. You know what I mean? Like some people don't have that. They're one-track minded. Like, I don't know if it's just, I wouldn't say God just don't give everybody the gift to have multiple dreams. Some people just are so honed in on things that they want. Like, it could be for the positive. It could be somebody who is honed in on that education that they want, and that's all they think about. They ain't thought about a relationship, but then they get to 45 and now they like, oh, right, I didn't do this. So it could be the opposite from just you honing all the way into your relationship. It could be you honing in all the way into yourself and not other parts of life. So,
and I think that's where, because I was thinking, because every time I think about something, I'll be like, I wonder what God said about this. So I was just reading, and I was like, God didn't really like put marriage above singleness, like, or
right. It wasn't like you was better if you did this, if you accomplished this goal.
So I was looking, and I was like, what did he put above all of this that we made a big deal? What did he put above all of this? And it was literally like your calling,
purpose, and
your purpose. Like, so I feel like even within like that all comes second, because you don't take marriage into eternity. Like, when you get to those gates, he's gonna say, all right, Krista, not Krista and Carrie.
Right.
It's gonna be Krista. So I feel
it's
like
a single soul up there,
baby. Exactly. As much as we prioritize it and make it this status of to be married, like, you save yourself.
You're leaving this by yourself.
Right, yeah. So I just feel like that's what kind of got me back to like thinking, okay, this is what needs to be the focus. It's not about whether you're married or you single, or if you're gonna have kids. And because don't ask me if how I'm doing in my relationship, or don't ask me if I'm in a relationship. Ask me, are you fulfilled?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get in the habit of.
It goes back into the language. People are. I'm getting to the point where I don't want to talk to people no more, because it's like, you're not asking the right questions. You're not like, if I have an issue and I come talk to you about it, I know that you gonna ask questions that question my train of thought about it too. Not just the person that I'm talking about. If I'm talking about one of my friends or if I'm talking about my man, you're not just gonna say, well, did he? You're gonna be like, well, did you too? And what happened? Like, you know what I mean? It's the language, bro. People are losing sight of just taking accountability or holding people accountable, asking proper questions.
Right.
Because they don't ask them in their life. You know what I'm saying? They get down the line 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then now you're asking this man, well, do you want kids? Well, damn.
You should have.
He been running up in the raw for whatever. Like, you should have been asked that.
Running up in it.
Yeah, like that should have been a point of conversation a long time ago.
Right.
So I just think we're losing the plot of conversation. Like, everybody like, oh, you like Lex P and Dre and you smoke weed and drink tequila on the weekends? Me too, bitch.
Right,
Let's go. Like, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we need
to
be friends and to, you know.
Do you think that it's intimidating for us, the idea of thinking about, because I'm going to tell you, like you talked about before with the history being like we couldn't do anything without men, the roles have totally switched. Like, it's like, you know, where it's like men don't post their girlfriend online, and it's like women don't if I ain't engaged, if I ain't married to you, you probably not getting posted either. Like, it's not it's a mutual thing. Like, it ain't no, oh, we need, it's like women don't need these men.
Like the same boundaries they set and we're cool with.
Yeah.
Like, I was gonna say that too.
Right. Exactly.
I was gonna say that too.
And so I'm thinking, like, do you think that it's a sense of the more independence a woman gains, that's the intimidating part about, we have to connect you to a man, because if you become too independent, then that's too intimidating for us to handle.
Yeah, in a way. It's a way to continue to make you feel a little smaller than, you know, than men. Or
don't try to get too big.
Yeah, don't try, exactly. Because then if that's the case, then now we can do everything you can do. Now we can do, you know, if you gotta cry. I just seen I was listening to the Breakfast Club the other day, and the man at his job is suing the company or something because they did like a women's retreat. There wasn't no men involved. Like, why you ain't do nothing for the men? Like, why we couldn't have been invited? Why, you know? So it gets to a point where if you pushing too hard on our side, it's like, well, then now I'm about to join y'all team. I want to do something I knew y'all wanted to, though. I knew y'all wanted to join.
I want to be the prize.
Y'all don't want to look. Y'all hate it when I say that, because that sassy hit that nerve. That sassy strikes that nerve. But I hate to see that. Like, it's no reason you should ever want to be or do something that I want to. Like, I don't know. I don't see the connection that they trying to draw and trying to make it make sense. I see what you're trying to say, but it's not really like hitting the mark.
Right.
For you to be able to do the same things that I do. Because in real life, we can't do the same. Some of the same things we cannot do.
Right.
That's just the bottom line fact. No matter how much we try to be acceptance of everybody or what they want to be or who they want to be and when they want to be it.
When I thought about like things that I accomplished in my life, I feel like the loudest people have ever been about any accomplishments in my life was when I got married.
You think so?
I know so.
I was thinking the other day about accomplishments too, and people don't know how to. I had to tell my friend, like, they don't know how to congratulate you for business and things like that if it's not something that they see in their life. Like, if they like work 9 to 5s and they don't know, you know, they don't know what it took to get there. They don't know how to. And people are suck at giving compliments. Like we said, you just don't know how to say congratulations. You don't know how to say, I see you've been working hard on that. Good job. Goes back to the language, like I've been saying. Like, y'all don't, it's hard. And
well, give them something, give them like 3 things that you feel like need to be celebrated as loud. What accomplishment that women have or that they go through that needs to be celebrated just as loud as something like a wedding? What's something?
I'd say overcoming depression, if it's postpartum depression, after marriage depression, divorce depression, after relationship grief, whatever it is, overcoming depression with our monthly hormonal imbalances.
Genetic makeup.
Overcoming something like that mentally when your body is telling you, you know, giving off hormones and different signals that you shouldn't even be able to overcome things like that.
Right.
I think that's something that's huge. Milestones like meeting, I'm not gonna say like a degree or anything like that, because I don't want to put a limit on it, but meeting whatever mark you set. If you set to be the general manager of Walmart and you set out to do, that's your goal, like meeting your mark, because some people are meeting that mark with all kind of strings attached, with men attached, with children attached, with all kind of life disabilities or things that's supposed to disable disable your plan. But that's one thing. And then the last, I would say, just being forgiving and having that unconditional love for people, even though you done gave us plenty of reasons not to forgive or not to let you back in or even do something for you if you are down on your luck. Like, I think a lot of women have that forgiving, just a nurturing spirit that they don't get enough praise for, because a lot of people walk by.
I think I would say elevating your standards and not like feeling no way about it. Even like when you question, like, girl, you know what? I'm proud of you. You kept your standard. You didn't just want a man so bad, or you didn't want a baby so bad that you just went lower than your. I think that we should celebrate women for that, because I feel like it's so much pressure the opposite way, coming from like, girl, why you ain't got no kids? Something wrong with you? You broke or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think just being able to uphold your standard and do it in a way that is not like, girl, I ain't got no, like, girl, I'm not with nobody right now, but I'm still going X, Y, and Z,
feeling confident in it.
Yeah, I think that would be something to be celebrated, because it's hard enough always having to answer something. I remember somebody asked me when I was at a party one time, and this lady was like, girl, when y'all gonna have another baby? When you gonna get that man another baby? When you gonna get that man a son? And it was like literally like 3 months after I had just had a miscarriage. And I was just like, I was so disgusted with her, because it was like, why is that you haven't seen me in, like, why is that the first thing you asking me? One, and then two, just because you don't know what's going on in my life, it's even more of a reason why you should find something else, another point of conversation.
I don't think people consider that, though.
Instead of my ovaries.
Yeah, I don't think people consider that at all.
No, they don't. It's like, what's wrong with you? You this age, you got this man, y'all been married this long. When you gonna you the problem type of thing,
right?
And I don't get with that. And this is my last thought, but how do you think we need to raise our daughters in a way to not, like, to decenter men? Like, and when I say decenter men, I don't want to say like, oh, we don't need men, the world without men. I'm not saying
it's not a nigga hate train.
No, it's not a nigga hate train, because I love my man. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want that to be your end all to your be all. Like, I don't want you. I remember being taught certain stuff, and not specifically by my mama, but just women that were around. Like, oh, girl, don't be doing that, because a man ain't no girl. You better learn how to cook. So, like, it was everything. It wasn't learn how to cook so you can give yourself the chef experience,
right?
In your 1-bedroom apartment. It was like, you doing this because you need to seek male validation. And I think that the reason why it's such a thing too is we have to take responsibility as women, what we were taught, like, you know what I'm saying, or what we teach to our girls, like, as they grow up. We teach them kind of like to be the male center, really, to be honest. Like, oh, you can't do this. If you do this, you ain't gonna get no man.
Right.
You not know how to wash your cat because you need to be clean.
Right, right.
Girl, man don't want no funky cat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always a man attached to everything. So, what do you think that we need to teach our girls as it relates to, like, being able to decenter men?
From my experience, I would say, and I always talk about how my family don't talk about things, and it wasn't necessarily that they had men at the center. It's the things that they didn't say don't do, and the things that they modeled, like watching wise. So I would say, just talk to them. Tell them things like, prioritize yourself. Worry about you, or what do you want to do? I started talking to my little cousin because I noticed nobody was. And then they always complain about like her actions or her wanting to talk to the little boys and text the little boy. Yeah. Like they always talk about her actions, but nobody is talking to her. Like y'all talking at her, about her. Nobody's talking to her. Everybody's talking around the problem. So I'm learning in my family, and this might be like simple, like, oh, well, we talk, but we just don't talk about the right. No, some people don't talk about the right things, don't ask the right questions. I'm talking about talk for real. Like,
right.
Ask questions, get into her mind, see what she likes, what she doesn't like, why she even thinks she need a man or want a little boyfriend at 13, 14, 15, things like that. Like, just talk, like have necessary and meaningful conversations. Because you think you're not saying anything is doing what needs to be done, or you just kind of avoiding the problem, but your actions are being modeled. So that's speaking a lot more louder than what louder. Yeah, a lot louder than your silence, actually. So you showing that it's cool to shack up and it's cool to have a boyfriend, and you, when your nephew or your cousin or your niece and nephew shacking up, you like, why the fuck you shacking up? Well, I mean, don't you live with your boyfriend? Like, right. Are you married? Like, so it's necessary for us to have conversations with the youth, period. Like, as they should have been having conversations with us.
And I always say monitor, like just monitor, because children, they have their own way about thinking about stuff, doing stuff, regardless of what you see or say.
Yeah.
And I noticed that with my daughter. Like, I know my daughter is a little hottie already at 9. And, so I pay attention to the stuff that she normally does, and I see the things that she does, or see the way that she talk about certain stuff.
Right.
And then I correct it in a moment.
Yeah.
Like, I purposely put on the America's Next Top Model documentary, and we watched it together. And I was really proud as a mother to hear some of the stuff that she was saying on her own. When they was talking about the girl Danny, how they made her close her gap, and she was just like, close her gap. What? I would never let nobody tell me like the stuff that she was saying on stuff, like on moments that I felt like, oh, okay, I'm doing a little something right, or she picking up from somewhere, even if it's not me, like that. To have self-worth, or to, and like that was
like what you like and stick to your guns.
Exactly. And that was a time for me to reiterate, like, you right, daughter. Like, yeah, she shouldn't have did that because this, or, whenever you feel like somebody trying, that was like, and I think we
missed those
moments because whatever reason, work, society, moving fast, whatever, or you just didn't pay attention to it. But I think we need to be, as parents, we need to monitor our kids, because their actions tell us a lot about how they think.
Yeah.
Before they even know that's what that is.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
So,
and that's a way for you to just check their mindset, see where they thinking, where they going, and correct it early. Because you can correct it early, but if you let it fester and you let it go on for too long, then that's just what it's gonna be.
Even with the podcast, I be telling my baby, like, oh, this is what I like to do. This is me. This is not me and your daddy attached. Like, oh, every time I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, it's not always aligned with him. And my husband told me yesterday he had to go on a play date, and he called me, he was like, I'm gonna need you to kind of get your weekends together. I know you be doing a podcast and doing the events and stuff like that, but I'm tired of being the only daddy here. Like, it's a bunch of women, and he was like, and it was this one woman that Kari always got her girls she always play with, and she was like, I don't know if they daddy in the house, but we was talking, and she was like, so, and he was like, I kind of felt a little uncomfortable. Like, he was like,
he the daddy there.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if
with all the mamas.
Then he gonna try to lie. Niggas lie. Talk about, I mean, I don't really know what it feel like to be hit on. I ain't been hit on in so long. Nigga, please stop playing with me. He was like, so I don't know if she was trying to hit on me or what, but I think you need to start coming to the play dates, and I'm just telling you for future. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Man.
Whatever, nigga.
That's so funny. But that just goes to show your point. The fact that it's always all women there, and he goes to that same spot consistently or whatever.
And these the same children. That's your children. That's
children and women, and their husbands never bring them, because guess what they doing? Investing in themselves, living their life, being an individual, and you're stuck being a mom.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, it does suck if you are a single mom. That's your only choice. But if you got a man at home and this is what you allowing,
and 9 times out of 10, it's really what we allowing. Because I remember I used to be so adamant about this is your child just as much as it's mine. You talking about who gonna pay child? I'll pay child support. Take her with you. Bye. Yeah. Because at this point, like I don't like the fact that I'm more of a parent than you being more of a parent because you're a dad and you have this and you need to make time for bath time. I don't care if she's a girl, take your daughter a bath or whatever the case may be. Make sure she got something to eat. Oh, it's time to do homework. When I come home, some days I leave work and I don't go straight home just because I want to see if you're going to keep up the same routine as me. Yeah. And it took a little time. Yeah, it took a little time. But now my husband, I'm like, why she ain't in the bathtub? I was waiting on, what the hell is you waiting on me for? Tell her to take a bath. Tell her to do her homework. Like, you have to really set those boundaries in place. And I think that speaks to like what I would teach my daughter. Set the things, live the life that you really want to live and create those boundaries around that. Don't live the life that somebody else wants you to live and then try to backtrack. No, this is what I want to do, and so this is what I have to put in place to do what I want to do.
Exactly. And just to add on that to close, and when you don't set the boundaries, you might be thinking you letting something little slide here and there, but little things are gonna fester into something big. Next thing you know, you're gonna be in a whole situation that you ain't never agreed on. Right. So nip it in the bud early. You might be thinking you doing too much. You might be thinking I'm being extra. Like I might be, and you might be, you might be. But like that shit that extra gonna save you less heartbreak. So. Yep, that was our episode for today. We will see y'all next week. Hope y'all enjoyed. Deuces.